All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to break down a really powerful story about what it actually takes to change who you are. It's a whole narrative built around one single brilliant task that's basically a blueprint for any kind of personal transformation. And it all kicks off with this simple sentence. But this isn't just a small wish or a casual thought, right? This is a deep, powerful statement. It's someone declaring they want a fundamental reinvention of who they are. And that's the core of the whole journey we're about to look at. A statement like that doesn't just pop out of nowhere. It starts with a really serious, well-thought-out decision. But here's the thing about wanting to change. It's almost always met with some serious skepticism, both from others and from yourself. And just look at the gap we're talking about here. On one side, you have the current reality, seeing yourself as a bullied little weakling. And on the other side, the goal is to become a strong professional boxer. I mean, that's not a small step. That's a massive chasm you have to cross. This part is so important. The person has to convince everyone, especially their potential mentor, that they're for real. They have to get across that this isn't just some passing fantasy. It's a deep commitment. And that conviction, that seriousness, is the foundation for everything that's about to happen. So once that commitment is clear, the mentor comes up with a test. And this is where it gets fascinating. It's not what you'd expect, like lifting weights or running laps. It's something way more clever. This is the 10-leaf challenge. So the test isn't about raw strength at all. It's this unique, almost poetic task. It's designed to measure something much deeper. He has to snatch falling leaves right out of the air using nothing but his jabs. Just try to picture the kind of speed, timing, and pinpoint precision that would take. And it's not like he just has to get lucky once or twice. Nope. The target is 10, a very specific, non-negotiable number. That means you can't just fluke it. You have to show real consistency and mastery. And to crank up the difficulty even more, there's a deadline. He has just 1 week. 7 days. That's all the time he gets to go from a total beginner to having the reflexes of a pro. The clock is ticking from the moment he starts. Let's just stop here for a second. Really put yourself in his shoes. A falling leaf is completely erratic, right? It's light, it dances on the wind. Could you catch 10 of them with a punch in just 7 days? It's a good question to ask yourself, just to get a sense of how huge this mountain is. Because, as you've probably guessed, the real challenge here isn't the leaves. It's the internal battle that kicks off almost immediately. It's the fight against the toughest opponent any of us will ever face, that little voice of self-doubt in our own heads. And this is the first wall he slams into. After trying and failing again and again and again, that initial fire and commitment starts to flicker out, and it gets replaced by this one crushing thought that just plays on a loop in his mind. I just can't do it. And this is how that toxic spiral of negative thinking works, isn't it? It starts with a simple observation. No amount of practicing seems to help. Then, that observation hardens into a belief. Maybe I can't do it. And finally, that belief becomes part of his identity. I probably lack the talent. This is that internal enemy at its most destructive. But then, just when he's at his lowest point, something shifts. He has this amazing moment of clarity where he actually catches himself in the act. He questions that voice of doubt, asking, wait a second, why am I telling myself to give up? I'm the one who made this commitment. It's this incredible moment of self-awareness. He starts to fight back against his own mind. And because he's had that internal shift, he's now open to new information, an external clue that he probably would have missed if he was still trapped in his own head. The breakthrough doesn't come as some big idea. It comes as a sound, the sound of a punch. He hears a professional boxer training nearby, and his mind, which is now looking for solutions, immediately picks up on a key difference. It's not how the punch looks, but how it sounds, a sound that is totally, completely different from the one his own punches make. You see, the sound isn't just noise, it's data. He hears the sharp, crisp, cutting sound of a perfect jab. It's a sound that screams speed and flawless technique. It's the sound of proficiency, and it's a million miles away from his own clumsy efforts. And that's it. That's the breakthrough. In that single moment, his entire goal changes. It's no longer, I need to catch these stupid leaves. It becomes, I need to make that sound. He stops obsessing over the frustrating result and starts focusing on perfecting the process. This shift is absolutely everything. So let's zoom out and really look at what was going on here. What was the 10-leaf challenge really about? Well, it was a masterclass in psychology and how we learn new skills, all disguised as this simple, weird task. Let's break down what it was really teaching. The whole challenge was built on these 3 genius layers. First, it tests commitment. It's designed to be so frustrating that it forces you to ask yourself, how badly do I really want this? Second, it forces a breakthrough. Just trying harder wasn't going to cut it. You had to change your perspective from the outcome to the process. And third, it secretly builds your foundation. By chasing that sound, he was actually drilling the speed and form of a perfect jab over and over without even realizing it. And that really brings us to the number 1 lesson from this whole thing. It was never about the leaves. The leaves were just a yardstick. The real opponent, the true challenge, is always that internal voice that tells you to give up.
This story isn't just about boxing. It's a universal principle. So the question I want to leave you with is this. What is your 10-leaf challenge? What's that seemingly impossible, frustrating task standing between who you are right now and the new person you've committed to becoming?